be recorded. And thank you all for being here for the Junior League of Kansas City's Community Engagement Webinar. So we do this once a year to let our possible community partners know all of the great ways that Junior League is available to partner with you for the upcoming year, with a small focus on our community volunteers and grants procedure. So today, sorry, one second. Zoom is technology are fighting with me. So sorry, one second, the screen sharing. Can you all see the screen? Beautiful. That's step one. All right. So today we have our team here. We have President Sarah Koshy-Shiles. We have me. I am Amanda Wagner. I am this year's Community Volunteers and Grants Chair. And then we have Katie Meyer, who is the Community Volunteers and Grants Step-Up Chair here with us. So she is sort of like, the vice president of the group. She is shadowing and learning this year, and she will be the woman in charge of this process next year. So we are all here to talk to you, and we also have on the call Director of Community Beth O'Neill Farley with us. I'm going to kick it over to our president, Sarah, here, and let her start talking just a little bit about the league in general. Sarah, please feel free to take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda. And I have one earbud in, but I'm at our Junior League office, and sometimes people pop by and have questions. So if I go off the screen, that might be why. Amanda, would you be able to zoom out just a little bit? I'm seeing half of your text, but not all of it. Maybe just a little zoom out.
Is it all there for you now?
Not quite. I want to make sure that our participants can see as well. Is there a view option, maybe a view zoom out? And if not, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh, Dawn sees it perfectly. Okay, so it must just be me then.
Okay, well, I'm going to
Okay. No, this is great.
If
everybody else can see it, this is good.
Let us know, and I'm happy to email the slides after the fact if there's anything missed.
And this may just be a Sarah problem as well, so I apologize for that. But luckily, I know our league very well, so I can certainly share. So first of all, just wanted to say thank you so much on a broader level for being here today, but also just for being who you are in the community. Being part of the nonprofit world is not for the faint of heart. I can attest that, and everyone here can as well. Kansas City is what it is because of our nonprofit community, because of those who give selflessly. And so just on a personal and professional note, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for who you are, what you do, and what your organizations do. I know that you're representing many, many, many people, others on your staff, other volunteers, and things like that. So because the Junior League is an organization of volunteers that that really cares so much about our community, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you. Also, on a personal note, something fun to share about me. Today, I own a marketing company, but I started off my career in the nonprofit world in grant writing, communications, fund development, all kinds of fun things like that. And actually, that was what brought me to the Junior League originally. I was literally in your chair. My organization was applying for a grant and volunteers. At the time, the area of focus that the Junior League had was children's literacy. So a little bit different today, but that was what first brought me to the organization and what first brought my awareness of the Junior League. And clearly I loved it enough that I became a member, and fast forward 12 years, here I am as our president today. So I really am thankful for the opportunity to share with you and visit with you today. So if you're not familiar with our organization, the Junior League of Kansas City, Missouri is really what I like to think of as a ripple effect organization. We train our members to go out and do good things in the world, whether it's in their workplaces and nonprofits, in places of worship, in their neighborhoods, in PTOs, in schools, in local government, etc. But it's an opportunity for our members to grow. And as our mission statement says here, it's all about the meaningful community impact. So part of the way that we execute that training is hands-on volunteerism and hands-on leadership. So we're committed to cultivating leaders who can empower our our not only our organization, but other organizations in the future. So really, really grateful that you're here and thank you again. Amanda, if you want to go to our next slide. So historically, something really exciting about us, we are in our 112th year, right? Or embarking on our 112th year. Since 1914, we've partnered with more than 350 agencies, raising over $19 million, and we've contributed more than 2.6 million volunteer hours in the community. If I had to guess, I think that's a low estimate. I have a feeling there's more. Just a few of the examples that we've contributed: Ability KC, CCVI, Children's Mercy Hospital, the Children's Place, Kansas City Zoo, Luce Park, the Missouri Repertory Theater, the Nelson Atkins Docent Program, Ronald McDonald Houses, Union Station, and University of Missouri, Kansas City. So we're very, very humbled that our fingerprints are all over the city. Annually, we provide approximately 15,000 volunteer hours to the Kansas City community. We're really grateful for the opportunity to do that. And so what I hope you hear today are the many opportunities that we can come alongside you and support you. We're really looking forward to having you, and thank you very much for considering a partnership with our league. Amanda, anything else that you'd like me to share?
I think that is great. Thank you for the quick background on JLKC. And if anyone has questions about that or anything else, please feel free to drop them into the chat box and we will answer all questions at the end of the presentation for you. For now, we are going to kick it over to
Wonderful.
our Director of Community, Beth O'Neill Farley.
Thanks, Amanda. Like Amanda said, I am the Director of Community this year, and the Community Council of the League is, think of it as the arm of the league who interfaces probably the most with the outside community here. So we do that in a variety of ways, and I'll go through this slide and kind of talk about each of them. Action team, our first one is the action team provides volunteer shifts. These are typically 1 or 2 shifts. Say you're having a gala or a 5K or sort of those one-time big events where you're looking for volunteer support. These are the type of things that our action team covers. We've got around eight or so women on that committee this year. We do give the opportunity for other members to partake in those events as well, though. So if don't hesitate. If you had an event and you're looking for 20 volunteers or something like that, reach out through our website to Action Team, and we would love to help you with that. So one of the other things we do as a league are our signature programs. So our signature programs are programs that we develop within the league. We currently have 3 signature programs. We have our community fair, which is taking place this year on October 4th at Cristo Rey High School. And the community fair is basically what it sounds like. It's a fair for community members to attend, to learn about different resources and services throughout the city. It is free for all participants. A meal is provided. If you haven't heard of our community fair and your organization would like to participate, please reach out to Amanda or Sarah or myself or anyone after this, and we would love to get you connected there. They are still looking for vendors for that. One of our other programs is our community kits, and that program also, they do different kinds of kits that are given to community organizations. So think about things like women's hygiene kits, men's hygiene kits, like different small packages, and they're delivered to agencies throughout the city. So that's one of our other programs. And then our final one is Project Period KC, which is focused on period poverty in the Kansas City metro area. So they are doing a whole host of things. That is our newest signature program. They have delivered several feminine hygiene supplies to local schools. They're working on doing some advocacy work, collection, and distribution throughout the city. So if that's an area of focus or an area that your organization is working in, I know our Project Period signature program would love to hear from you and see about how they can partner with that as well. So those are our signature programs. Generally, those have a lifespan of, I would say, in the 5 to 8 year range. And after we sunset those, they often are handed off to the community partners that we are working with there. And so basically the league develops them and then gets them in a really good place, and they're able to go on in the community. Another one of the ways that the league supports the community is through our community endowment grants. And those are for critical needs assistance, and those are grants of up to $7,500. So those are typically things like emergency needs, a food pantry whose refrigerator is broken. You need AC in the summertime. Things like that. Our community endowment fund provides those type of grants. Like I said, up to $7,500. They are not spaced out through the year. They're accepted on a first come, first serve basis based on need. And so if you ever have a need that would fit within our community endowment fund, I would encourage you to apply for that. That is available on our website. And they can also be sent to you if you're unable to find that. So just reach out to, again, Amanda or Sarah, myself, and we can help you find those. And the other way that our organization supports community partners is through our Community Volunteers and Grants program, which, like Amanda said, she's going to go into more detail about that. But those are basically community partnerships with agencies. They're for a 1-year term, and they involve both grants and volunteers. This year, we have 4 CV&G partners. We're working with Hillcrest Transitional Housing, Bridging the Gap, Friends of Johnson County Day Services, I believe it's what JCDS stands for, and Cyber Creations Tech. So Amanda will talk a little bit more about that process and how you can partner with us that way. So yeah.
Thank you, Beth. All right, so as Beth mentioned, I'm here just to talk, sort of focus on that community volunteers and grant aspect. We are starting the application process for a single-year community partnership for August 2026 through June 2027. So we are about a year ahead because it is our planning year to make sure that we're going to have a great partnership moving together. So we are looking, your application should focus on what we can help you with during that August 2026 to June 2027. The Community Volunteers and Grants always provides volunteers, and then we may or may not provide grant funding based on your needs. If you only need financial assistance, this is not the place for you to apply. We are community focused on the volunteers with an additional financial grant if that's something your organization could use. A slight difference between some of the other things we do, such as our signature programs, the league will not create a program for you through community volunteers and grants. We are here to help you enhance or carry out an existing program that your agency has already started and could just use some extra man hours for. Each of our volunteers will provide you approximately 40 hours from that August 26 to June 27 timeline. That does need to include any training that our volunteers might need to receive to work for your organization. Obviously, training time varies organization to organization based on your individual needs, but please keep in mind that those volunteer hours, you get 40 minus anything that you might need to train our volunteers to get them up and running for you. The ideal committee is we are looking to place 12 to 18 volunteers, including a chair. So if that is something you are looking for, and all hands on deck, something that size, that's sort of our optimal size for this year. Our application should go live by the end of the week on our website, anytime between now and Friday. And then the deadline for application will be Friday, October 17th at noon. So I know before it's been 3 p.m. So I just want to highlight for everyone that this year applications are due at noon on Friday, October 17th. When you are applying for your grant and your volunteers through the Junior League, please keep in mind that there are a few things that we as the league do not fund. We will not fund payroll. We will not fund doing fundraising for you. So we're not going to like do your fundraising or pay for part of your fundraising gala. We don't fund transportation, childcare, rent, and we don't fund anything for a specific individual. We want to give money to your organization to help your needs in general, not a specific individual. So that is sort of what you're going to want to keep in mind when filling out the application for us. We tried to make the language more clear, but just so that everyone is aware, in the application, there will be where we ask for your budget. We do not need your organization's entire annual budget. We are just curious about the budget of the fund you are requesting from us. So if you're requesting $5,000 from the league, we're looking for a budget breakdown of how you plan to spend that $5,000 we would give to you, or 2,000 or 10,000, whatever you're looking for. We don't need your whole organization budget, just the budget of the money you're requesting from the league. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're looking for, but just to keep the timeline in mind. As I mentioned, applications are due by Friday, October 17th at noon. Individuals and organizations are welcome to apply, even if they don't attend this webinar. We will also have the webinar posted to our website, so if someone misses it and wants to catch it later, they can. Then we as an organization will begin doing our agency research in November. So many of you will then hear from some of us in the league. We send out typically 2 members to your organization to vet them in person. We like to see what our members will be doing and where they'll be doing it at, and ask you a little more about your organization. And so that tends to happen in the month of November. In December, the CVNG, Community Volunteers and Grants Committee, will reconvene. So we will select our partners for the upcoming year, slate them, and then it goes to the board of directors approval in January. And then assuming we get board of directors approval, which we always have, it goes to a membership vote in February. So it is a bit of a long process. We have tried to shorten it some. We've pushed back the start here until September and application to October, but just please know you will not know if you've received the grant until late February, early March. So just keep in mind that for now, no news is good news, and there's still hope until late February, early March. When we are looking at your applications for the community volunteers and grants, there are sort of 4 main criteria that we use when choosing our partners. They are budget allocation. Do we have the funds that you need? Are you going to use the funds responsibly in line with those things we mentioned earlier? No rent, no salaries, things like that. We look at what sort of partner the agency is going to be. Are we able to communicate in a timely fashion? Is it easy to get a hold of someone? Are clear expectations lined out? Will everyone be able to know what they are doing and when? The volunteer experience. What exactly will our volunteers be doing? Are they going to be scrubbing toilets? Are they going to be instrumental in creating a marketing plan? Are they going to be working with children? What are our volunteers doing? When and where are our volunteers doing that? Most of our league members are, I believe it's over 95%, are employed outside of the home. So we do find it easiest to work with organizations that have evening and or weekend hours available for our volunteers. So are the hours available that will align with our volunteers? We don't want to promise you volunteers that we can't deliver, you know? And then also, will they be in a safe place? If they're going to be working until the evenings, is the parking lot well lit so that we can feel good about sending a dozen volunteers out to your location? And then there is also the JLKC alignment, which can sometimes be a little tricky. In general, we work with women and children in the Kansas City area. That is, however, not a requirement for community volunteers and grants. We will happily work with any community organization in the greater Kansas City area. By the Junior League of Kansas City alignment, we just mean, is this an organization that we are going to be proud to partner with? We are happy to talk about, and it applies to all of our members. We do not work with political or religious organizations. Our members come from a variety of backgrounds, religious and political. And so we want all of our members to feel good about who we partner with in the community. And so not all of us are Jewish, not all of us are Catholic. So we're just not going to work with a religious program. If you are a religious agency who is doing a secular program, we are still happy to partner with you there. We are just not going to be involved with any sort of religious programming or religious activities themselves. Hopefully that is a clear distinction. If not, drop a question or comment into the box and we will try to clarify for you here at the end of our presentation. So when you are ready to apply, you are going to visit jlkc.org. At the top, you will see a community tab. You're going to click on the community tab, and then you should see a community volunteers and grants pop down. You will go there, and as I mentioned, the application will be live by the end of the week. And so we look forward to having your application start coming in between next week and October. All right, so now is the time. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box, and Katie, our step up, will read them out to me. If you would rather, verbally ask your question once we finish the typed ones, happy to unmute and let you ask me any questions, put me in the hot seat and see what we have. So Katie, if you don't mind letting us know if any questions have popped up in the chat box so far.
There are none yet.
Okay. I'm sure my presentation was so great. There are absolutely no questions or clarifying statements needed, but I'm sure you can think of something, put me on the hot spot. Go ahead, drop it in there and let me know.
Okay, we do have one. Is there a maximum grant amount to request?
So we are still in the budget process to know what exactly our budget will be for our community volunteers and grants. So you are welcome to ask for any amount that your organization needs. And then when we contact you, we will also ask, what if we can only partially fund your grant? Is that still beneficial? Would you still like to work with us? Or if we can fully fund you, then great. So you are welcome to ask for whatever you need, and then we will do our best to accommodate you. And if our budgets don't align, we will see if a partial grant would be beneficial for you.
Okay, our next question. Can you elaborate on transportation, please? We provide transportation for the children we serve. Would you help with that?
So in regards to transportation, it is sort of more along the lines of, um, we're not going to provide like transportation for your employees to get to or from work. We are not going to purchase a car or a vehicle. I don't want 100%. I want to read the nitty gritty and make sure I have it correct. But if part of your programming is serving children in the area by providing transportation to school or to an organization, that is most likely something we can help with. And if it's not, once I read the nitty gritty, let's talk and we will see if there are other ways we could help you. If transportation is not where we could help, maybe we could help with the snacks, or we could help with, the cost of the presenters you're using to give the presentation to the students, things like that. Transportation is generally not done, as I mentioned, like as a car or for your employees.
All right, they responded saying that helps. Thank you.
Perfect.
Next question. If we have been a CV&G partner in the past, do we need to take time away?
You do not. We welcome all of our current CV&G members to reapply, whether it's for the same thing or something new, and we encourage previous CV&G members to apply again. There are currently no limits on how many years and whether they are concurrent or not that we can partner together. So we look forward to seeing your application again.
All right. Next question. If people are interested in participating in the community fair or have additional questions during the application period, how can they reach you directly?
Beth, are you still here on the chat? Sorry, I can't. My providers have dipped away.
Yes, I am here.
You want to provide your direct contact information, since otherwise, if
Yes.
someone comes to me, I'm happy to help you, but I will forward you to Beth. So while Beth's here, let's just take you straight to the horse's mouth.
And you just needed the contact information. I apologize. I
Yes,
stepped.
they just want to know the best way to contact you to get involved with the community fair.
Yes, so you could go ahead. I have dropped my email address in the chat here. It's just bfarley@jlkc.org. Yeah, so if you're able to copy paste that, that is the easiest way to reach me, and I will get you in touch with them as soon as possible, given October 4th will be here soon. But that's great.
Thank you. All right, do we have anything else, Katie?
Yes. Can you provide an example of a successful partnership?
Um, Beth, do you want to speak about one of this year's partnerships, or do you want me to go like historically a little further back and talk about a successful partnership we've had?
Yeah, so are you just asking about what a successful partnership takes or sort of what a good one looks like? Those are maybe one and the same. Amanda, I don't know if you want to chime in, but otherwise I can just go into some of our partnerships this year.
I think perhaps they're like, what does it look like on the back end? So we've done the vetting, we have selected the partner that we think is going to be great, but then sometimes, transitions happen. So once you get the partner over there in community, what does a good partnership look like for the day to day for that year that community and our partner are working together?
So I will speak to one of our partnerships this year is with Friends of JCDS, as I mentioned, and that is actually it's a second year, I believe, that they are a CVNG partner. And part of the reason that they came back was that it was such a successful partnership last year. I know part of what makes it so successful is that every time that our volunteers go to work with Friends of JCDS, there is meaningful, intentional work for our volunteers to do. So our volunteers really enjoy what they're doing. I know that Friends of JCDS has a very routine schedule, so it's really predictable for our volunteers. It's a very well organized program, and so it's meaningful for us and it's meaningful for the residents who are participating with our league volunteers. So that has been one of our really successful partnerships, and we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on that one. So hopefully that answers your question as kind of an example of a good partnership.
I think Beth hit a lot of important points there, that it's meaningful for all parties, that communication works well, and that the shifts are available and align with when our members are available to help you. Anything else there, Katie, or did we hit the bottom of the barrel?
I haven't seen any other ones come in yet.
All right. Well, I would just like to thank everyone again for their time this morning. I know you are busy people doing great work out in the community. So thank you for taking a few minutes to speak with the Junior League today. I look forward to seeing your applications come in. And if you think of anything later, please don't hesitate to reach out to the league. We are here to help and support you, and we look forward to possible partnerships in the future. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.